Today's feast commemorates 10 saints and 18 blesseds, all Jesuits of England or Wales, who were martyred on their native soil between 1573 and 1679, a time of fierce persecution of the Catholic Church. Two of the best known in the group are Edmund Campion and Robert Southwell. St. Edmund Campion ministered to Catholics in England at a time of Catholic persecution. Under the Tudor monarchs, Henry VIII and Elizabeth I, the Catholic Church was displaced by the Church of England. The English monasteries were dissolved by 1541, and Catholic clergy and laity were persecuted and killed. Campion was born in London of Catholic parents, who later became Protestant. He attended St. John's College, Oxford, where he gained renown as a lecturer. Edmund Campion could have been the brightest star in Elizabethan England. He impressed Elizabeth by his welcoming oration when she visited Oxford University in 1569. Under her promised patronage, his path to power and prestige was assured. Campion first thought to follow that path, being ordained originally as an Anglican deacon. However, God had other plans for him. The more he studied to be a priest, the more convinced he became that the Catholic Church had the true faith. In 1571, Campion traveled to Douai, France, to study in the Catholic seminary. Several years later, he walked to Rome, where he was accepted by the Jesuits. The English Jesuits' life changed course suddenly when the Superior General in Rome decided to open a mission in England. Along with a few companions, he entered England under disguise. He would stay at a Catholic house for 1 or 2 nights, or visit households where Catholics were employed. His pattern was to arrive during the day, preach and hear confessions during the evening, and then celebrate Mass in the morning before moving on to the next location. He continued his writings to prove the truth of Catholicism and falsity of Protestantism. Unfortunately, Campion's freedom to minister to Catholics soon ended. During one of the secretly conducted masses, he was captured by a professional priest hunter who was in the congregation pretending to be Catholic. In spite of various efforts made to draw him back into the Church of England, Campion remained steadfast in his Catholic faith. Campion and his companions were falsely charged with conspiracy against the life of the Queen and exhorting foreigners to invade the country. Finally, Campion was hanged, drawn, and quartered on December 1st, 1581. Our second saint, Robert Southwell, came from a well-to-do family. Southwell asked to join the Jesuits, but was turned down at first because he was too young and the novitiate itself was closed due to fighting in nearby areas. With great determination, the young Englishman walked to Rome, where he was accepted into the novitiate in 1578. He studied philosophy and theology at the Roman College and was ordained in 1584. Finally, he was assigned to the mission in his homeland and left Rome on May 8, 1586, along with Father Henry Garnet. The two Jesuits landed on a secluded coast to avoid capture in the ports of entry. Southwell's ministry included visiting the dozen or so prisons in the city and helping priests who had just entered the country. He also helped direct the print of Catholic catechisms and devotional books, published by a secret press that Garnet established. For 6 productive years, Southwell exercised his ministry until he was betrayed by a Catholic woman who had been pressured into setting a trap for the Jesuit. During his imprisonment, he continued to write poems that expressed his deepest feelings. For 2.5 years, Southwell endured the solitude of his imprisonment. Southwell readily admitted being a Catholic priest, but denied any involvement in plots against the Queen. He was found guilty of high treason and executed. The 34-year-old Jesuit was beheaded and quartered. Edmund Campion and Robert Southwell were canonized by Pope Paul VI in 1970. Through their heroic lives, may we too be inspired to give witness to our faith. Saints Edmund Campion and Robert Southwell, pray for us.